Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to the second live stream of today. This live stream will be watching Kapma versus Voyages. Unfortunately, in the first stream we didn't have commentators, but we're back for you guys right now. And I'm excited. I'll be joined by Steno, who's going to be commentating with me today, and our lovely broadcaster, Nocturne. So how are you doing, Steno?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I feel like we've been waiting for the Swiss stage for a while now. We had a couple of group stage games, not too competitive. We had a few that were good, but for the most part, it's more those dominant teams who made it into the Swiss stage that it was just one-sided games. But now that we are in the Swiss stage, we're looking at the competition going to grow and these games being a bit more intense. These two teams, though, you have Kapma and Voyages, and Voyages is a squad of veteran guys here. You got Abdul, which is EA9, Potty as well in this squad, and a couple of their friends here. So I'm sure they have great chemistry. And then on the other side, with the Kapma, I think is a relatively new squad trying out their formats. So, Kai, let's go ahead, or Excite, sorry, let's go ahead and introduce these teams before too much action goes by.
Alright, I'll first go ahead and introduce Team Karma. I can't pronounce some of these nicknames, so we'll just call them however it looks like. So we got XE, Druk, 4E, Stalker, and Mr. Kelly.
And then for Voyages, we got EA9, Tati, Irregular, Razavan, and Slow Motion. And honestly, first play was the aggression from Kapma, and I think they did a pretty good job. It looked like it got pretty close there, but it was Slow Motion who ended up rotating a little bit late there, but ended up getting that return. Depier popped his OD, and the Crusader also used his OD, so I'm assuming they took those first two OD boxes there. But you also have a XE, how are you pronouncing his name? JEP on the Eris for Kapma. He has his Eris OD as well.
Exactly. I mean, just keep it at XE. It's probably a lot simpler and easier to pronounce. Let's just Englishify all these Russian nicknames, just so we and the viewers can understand properly who we're talking about.
Right, exactly. Um, I don't know
Slow
when
motion.
the OD will fall, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the combinations here. So for Voyages, I think you have the regular default setup. You got Tati on Hunter Railgun. He's going to be camping that canal side, although the OD is dropping now, so he's looking to kind of apply some pressure. And then Razvan, Crusader, Scorpion, Slow Motion, Viking Hammer. He'll be able to take that OD. An Eris OD from XE might help out his Viking player here. Irregular stays alive. He has his OD as well, but this is honestly looking pretty promising. Irregular pops his OD pretty late. He ends off getting it out, and good awareness from BMW. He dodges that OD, and the flag is in their base. They just have to play this properly, but you have to be careful of Slow Motion. He has his OD approaching their base from the other end.
Slow motion with the overdrive, immediately using it. Great decision making. Gets a return as well after taking out two of his opponents. Still on the run with the flag somehow. He's somehow still alive. Gets taken out by Stalker in the end. EA9 as the backup there. Arrived a little bit late, unfortunately. Did use his overdrive, so there's still a little bit of a chance of him pulling the flag. Slowly dealing some damage to Stalker. Picking up the flag, heading towards the empty side of the map, which seems to be a great decision. Slow motion already waiting for him there. And if no one interferes, this might as very well be the very first capture of this map.
And a mistake from BMW there. I know he was kind of hesitant to use that OD, and it was surprising that EA9 got all the way back. I didn't expect him to do that at all. He did win that 1v1 against the Hunter, and he popped his OD pretty early, and he makes that play there, gets away with the flag. Slow motion will probably get taken out, but this is why I want to talk about the combinations. Tesla Paladin, he's not going to reach slow motion, and he's one shot. XE will take him out. The Rockets do some damage to Tati, and thankfully for them, DPR will go ahead and return that flag, but Paladin Tesla gotta go. There are other combinations. You got Viking Hammer, Hunter Railgun looks alright. I think they were using Dictator Thunder, which is a bit questionable, but Kapma with a good attack here. BMW already used his OD previously. I know he'd love to have it right now, but he's not even gonna look back. He's heading straight for it, and he gets taken out. Good focus from Voyages.
Exactly, it was a very nice attempt, and as you said, some of these combinations are a bit questionable, especially Paladin with the Tesla, especially since Red Alert is it's not too close range. It's pretty open, so you can very easily be focused before you can deal even any damage. So, what do you suggest he would change to?
Well, you just see like there's so many moments already in this game where there's times where the flag runs away from him. So if he's going to use, if he wants to use the short range, I'd say try to use Firebird, but just use what EA9 is using. Ricochet is pretty effective in this map here in Red Alert. EA9 just gonna push alone here, deal some damage, but he's going to get taken out shortly. In the Swiss stage, if a team wins 3 rounds or wins 2 rounds, ties one, they win it. So no more of those all 4 rounds must be played. It's now best of 4.
Exactly, as you said. So, speaking of which, BMW trying to capture the first flag for his team gets intercepted by slow motion. His teammates do push with him, but they're a little bit late to the action, unfortunately. EA9 trying to sneak away while nobody's watching. BMW spawns right behind him. EA9 still on the run with the enemy flag. Somehow still alive. And does seem like Kapma are going to get this return. It was a very nice attempt though. Mr. Kelly pulling towards the middle. Actually even using his overdrive, unfortunately it bumps into the wall, just completely getting destroyed there.
Yeah, this team is really trying to contest that flag. Earlier, we seen them as soon as that flag was picked up, the whole team just came canal side, forgot about EA9, and EA9 has done this twice now where he's been able to sneak up on their weak side and pull that flag back. Irregular with his airs, 100% has enough HP. The rockets will hit him though, but deep here all by himself, he's going to get focused, and BMW hasn't been able to do much since he doesn't have his OD, but you need to see this the Karma team kind of spread out a bit more. I did like that play that Stalker did when he went for that OD, jumped off the bridge and used his stun. I don't know if he really stunned any players, but definitely was a good intuitive play. BMW one shot. He's trying to get away. Slow motion is there. I don't know if, yeah, I don't think they can keep this flag alive, and Razvan just gonna come through and return that. Now it's gonna be tough for Karma as Voyages are up 2 flags.
Bit of a waste by Irregular to use his overdrive there, not even hitting any opponents or teammates. EA9 still pulling the flag though with his overdrive still intact, even picking up the repair box for good measure. And that will be the... I was about to say that's going to be the 3rd capture already, but he gets taken out just before, giving Dottie the chance to capture a flag as well.
Yeah, and those rockets have been pretty annoying, but look what the hull it's on it. They're playing Scorpion Eris, which is a bit interesting. I think some teams have tried that out before. I don't know how effective that is. If he's playing, oh, I think they're playing No Crusader. I just bagged it. They're playing No Crusader instead. They're just doing the Dictator Thunder as we mentioned before and putting on the Scorpion, but they just haven't been able to really get a flag going. EA9 again pulling the stunt off. Irregular this time will heal him, but he has no armor. But you see how slow that Dictator is. Deep here does switch to Ricochet, which is a good look, but he's going to get focused here as Tati, Irregular, and Razvan all in their base, trying to take him out. Slow motion also has his OD. Mr. Kelly, I hope he doesn't use here.
Oh, he does use it. He's a bit late as well with it. Yeah, the Dictator Overdrive really shouldn't be used by a player alone. So yeah, unfortunately that wasn't the right decision. Also, in my opinion, it's not that worthwhile to use a Dictator if you're not going to be using a Vulcan as well in your team, since they can definitely make the most of the criticals.
Yeah, exactly. And I've tried out Dictator as well because I'm a paladin, so we're trying out Dictator. And honestly, I don't think it's that effective. Slow motion here using his OD. Stalker wins that 1v1. Both those hunters using their ODs. Razvan just going to take this. And again, the Rocket's going to take him out. Mr. Kelly won't be able to do anything, but Stalker will return that flag. Razvan, a mistake from him, doesn't hit Stalker, but instead just takes himself out.
Exactly, it was a nice attempt, and even better return by Stalker. Just minimizing the damage a bit, although it doesn't really do that much. XE, or rather, sorry, BMW using his overdrive in the last couple seconds of the game. DP are trying to run away with the flag, not enough time. Still attempting to do it, just going for it.
Yeah,
the opponents won't be able to capture in the meantime.
Time just ran out. 4-0 for Voyages. I feel like Karma have a bit of that chemistry where they are communicating when they're using that overdrive. The Eris OD does come in to help. A couple of times it was useful, but sometimes it wasn't that effective. But they just need to work on their defense. A lot of the times they're all in canal. They're not watching under bridge, which is mid lane, and they're not watching the far right. You can call it jungle, you call it forest, or you could just call it the far right lane. And those two lanes were completely free for EA9 to just go through, sneak up full HP, sometimes with OD. And pulling that flag back to his team, but they are going to be switching onto that other side now. Blue side, okay, so it is debated in this map, but mostly people do say that the red side is a bit more easier. It's easier to attack and easier to defend as well. The OD box is falling for this next round. Karma did a good job at taking the first two ODs. You got XC and Kelly. Kelly gonna switch over to Crusader now. He's gonna drop that Dictator, although that Dictator would have helped him take this OD, but XC does a good job there. He's gonna pick up that first Eris OD. The Viking nowhere to be seen, so so he's not gonna pick
That's
that up. But
interesting.
Air's, we'll take it, right? We'll take it. Air is not a bad pickup there, and they'll start with an extra OD on the blue side.
Yeah, definitely. Even though it's not the slowest overdrive to reload, it's still one of the slowest right after Viking, I believe. So definitely good for them. Might really help them at the start of the round if he does decide to use it right away. Um, One thing I noticed, like you said, is that they're not very balanced across the map. Like they focus most of their players on just one side of the map and maybe some in the middle. So that makes it very easy for Voyages to just like get into their base and take their flag. So I really do hope they learned from that first round and edited their balance across the map basically.
Yeah, and one useful tip for the teams is make sure you're looking at your radar because I've seen a lot of times where XE was kind of snuck on with EA9 pushing behind him, not shooting him, not making him aware. But if you use your radar, you can see like where those players are coming or if there's a player in the vicinity at all. And just make sure you focus him and they don't have to you don't have to be mouse or anything, but radar is a really good tool for MM.
Honestly, that's definitely true. Although most of the older players aren't too used to it, I guess. I mean, me personally, I really have to remind myself to even look at the radar, since it hasn't been there for such a long time. But it's really a useful tool. Slow motion actually using his overdrive and running with the opponent's flag, just staying behind to make sure he can take out BMW, just to prevent as much opposition as possible. Still alive. His DA is running out though. He's getting taken out by Stalker even. Irregular, very slow to it, but he does have a lot of HP, so he will most likely capture this flag. And that will be the first capture for Voyages, even though they started the round with 4 players. Currently they have 5 again.
Yeah, I think right now also on the other side, Karma having some issues with their players. They've been going in and out, but definitely don't want to give away from slow motion. He had a really good play. He's gonna sneak up once again as well, but I think he took the wrong path here. I think he could have gone canal, but he's gonna pull it to his team under bridge. All those players that were actually under bridge from the other team rotated over. Kelly, nice OD here, takes out 2. Slow motion is no armor. Irregular will try to go for that flag, but Kelly is one shot, and Irregular is gonna try to focus BMW, and BMW gets that return. So just one flag deficit. They're still in this game, and they can definitely try to make a comeback here. It's never over for them as XE also joins back into the game, but I think he might have lost that overdrive that he picked up. No, he still has it.
That's interesting as well, from what I can remember. I mean, possibly there was a new update where you keep your overdrive or your progress if you rejoin the map. That's a good thing, honestly. EA9 currently putting the flag once again. Just one shot away from being taken out. And Stalk actually misses the shot, which causes EA9 to capture the second flag for his team here.
Yeah, definitely a skill gap between these two teams. You've seen XE just kind of, he tried to use that OD across, even though it was much too late for that flag, but he just took himself out there. So Right now, it is a domination for Voyages. They're mostly running through this team. Slow Motion has a repair kit, and he has his overdrive as well. I wouldn't, and here comes the Air OD, so I wouldn't be surprised if he used it, but it looks like he doesn't really need to. Stalker gonna use his double power, try to deal some damage, but he's all by himself. You got all of Voyages here. Slow Motion trying to go for the drop off, but I think Irregular didn't really get that communication, so he's just gonna go all the way around.
He's dropping the flag. Irregular gets taken
Irregular.
out. That's some unlucky timing. He probably thought that the Scorpion locked onto him, but yeah, a little bit of
Yeah,
a
and
wrong decision there.
also like it's a bit cheeky, but Slow Motion had his OD there. If he let Irregular capture that flag, it gives him a bit more load theoretically. BMW just activated his OD, but Railgun does so much damage. It's so annoying. Razvan doesn't spot DPR though. EA9, but Slow Motion comes through, and the shot from Tati from the other side, good focus from them. They're gonna keep that flag in their base, and 4 minutes gone through, and it's already 3-0.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not too sure what to expect for the rest of the round, although I do expect Voyages to capture at least some more flags. I really do hope to see a capture from Team Kapma as well. They've been holding up pretty well, so hopefully they have at least one successful attack. Nice overdrive by Mr. Kelly, just barely misses his target, still affects him a bit with that freeze effect. Thought he picking up the flag after his fallen teammates. Stalker trying to give his team some time, doesn't succeed unfortunately. Thought he once again dropping the flag to Irregular just to help him get a bit more overdrive progress.
Yeah, and I know Irregular's in that call saying drop the flag for me. You could tell when these players are bringing the flag over, he's just blocking that flag. He wants that score. Um, but yeah, 4-0 pretty early as well. I think you do see some improvement within the Karma squad. You see some changes. You see the Paladin jump on Ricochet, as we said, and the Crusader also come back in, the Dictator being dropped, but the Thunder and the Scorpion might have to switch a bit here as Slow Motion uses his OD to pull another flag. There's a Hunter behind him. Stalker is going to do a lot of damage here. He's going to use DP and just take him out. And I think they could actually defend this flag here. Tati under the canals. BMW looking over them. Kelly trying to deal some damage as well. And the rest of Voyage is a little bit busy. So I believe that BMW can get this return out, or he's just going to leave it for Deep here. But Razvan actually leaves his base, and DPR and BMW are gonna push through here, but Razvan and Slow Motion both
Ooh,
are
that
probably
doesn't
going to
seem
look
like
back.
the right direction, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit late. The communication, I don't know if it's there, but a little awareness. I don't think they're too stressed out, but they do get that return.
Yeah, now pulling the flag on the other side. We do see Deep heading in the same direction with that flag, using his overdrive just to stay alive for a little bit longer, doesn't extend his life by much. In the end, EA9 does capture the 5th flag already. Honestly, I don't see much hope for Team Karma during this round. So far they haven't really been able to put up much of a fight, so hopefully it will change a bit after we change maps.
Yeah, and EA9 definitely a very good paladin, and once you give him these opportunities here where you're not really careful of watching where he's coming from, he's gonna steal your flags and pull a couple of them right now. 5-0 for Voyages, and they've been doing a really good job against this team, but obviously I think Kapma, a newer team to this format, still kind of learning the combinations as we see them switch mid-round, but yeah, it's been a bit tough for them. EA9 gonna try to pull that flag, but Irregular's OD doesn't come in time. Slow Motion can focus DPR here along with Tati, and he can pull this flag through the middle.
Some nice teamwork, his teammates helping him take out any opponents that might prevent him from capturing. And that's already a 6th capture. It's they're really like raking up those captures, just trying to set a new high score. Although that probably won't be possible anymore, since in one of our last streams we had a team capture 32 flags against nil. So yeah.
What? In
Yeah.
Sandbox?
I think it was Tribute even.
Tribute? What are you talking about? Tribute's not a map.
It's not a map. What do you mean?
It's not a map in this format. Tribute?
Is it?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of a different map.
Yeah, I might be getting confused. Yeah, don't mind it.
Yeah, but like honestly, when you are in a game like this, that's the fun thing to do. All right, let's see how many flags we can capture. So right now, Razvan staying alive as long as he could. EA9 just waiting for Mr. Kelly to come in, and Stalker just gonna return that flag, but EA9 gonna get focused. Although he has his OD, XE picks up that flag. I thought EA9 got that return, but that looked a bit scary for a second. Well, not really scary, but I thought Kapma could have been able to capture that flag, but unfortunately Xe does get taken out there.
Exactly. Also, I want to ask you something. Uh, they do get a return here, but the next map will be Sandbox. Since you've played or have some experience with both of these teams, what do you expect to happen in our next map?
I think Sandbox might be a bit of a worse scene for Kapma than we're seeing here in Red Alert, because in Red Alert you have some distance, you have some time to make mistakes, but in Sandbox one team can really take over, especially if the skill gap is there. You'll see them take control of your base and keep you on respawn. So I think Sandbox is going to be really tough for Kapma, even though this Red Alert is looking pretty bad as well. Tati trying to pick up that flag and go for a seventh, but Xy's rockets, he's a bit too close for them to be accurate, but EA9 gonna pick up this flag, gonna go ahead and capture. We could say definitely Red Alert has been won by Voyages here, but definitely I think Sandbox is gonna get pretty crazy. It's gonna be a domination, I believe.
Yeah, like you said, the map is a bit more short range. It's way easier to control respawn since everyone spawns in the same sort of area. So I do hope to see more of a fight from Team Karma, but like you said, I'm not expecting a much different result. Stalker trying to capture the flag here, but they're completely surrounded by Voyages players. Yeah, and even getting the return and surviving that Crusader overdrive.
Yeah, and
BMW does
funny
get...
enough, or go on, yeah.
Nah, I was just going to say he does get a return in the end, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I just want to talk about Razvan. It's just a little bit interesting. I think he's the only player that's negative on his team. Actually, Irregular is also negative, so that just really shows you that Irregular and Razvan, two players that uh you want to be camping, they don't really care. They just want to push up and try to steal some flags here, and they aren't really going for the kills. But if you do look at on the other side, it's a bit hard. You got DPR, the Paladin. It's a bit normal to have a bad KD on Paladin, but the KDs are a bit rough, so you can see the domination that Voyages have done to Karma, aka Kapma.
yeah, definitely. Like you said, I mean, at this point, they from the first round, they knew they were like playing on a little bit of a higher level than their opponents, so they just didn't follow the usual procedures, like you said, like camping their base, just stalling for time, just taking map control slowly. They all just go for individual plays, and it just keeps working out for them because their overall coordination and teamwork is quite a level higher.
Yeah, for sure. And all of these guys on Voyage is a bunch of friends. I'm sure they're having some fun within this game, but maybe not as competitive as they'd like. I was taking a look at the group that Kapma came from. So it was honestly a pretty competitive group that they've won. So hats off to them for making it out. It was Group 4. Darkhold was first place. They played against IDY today, and then Kapma in second, 4 wins, 2 losses, and then you got Hot Ice. So congratulations for them to making it into the group stage, but a tough first game against a more veteran team, maybe not on their skill level. But as the Swiss stage goes on, you do get matched closer and closer to your skill level as the games get more competitive. Uh, You lose two, you go against a team that has also lost two. So this first round is a bit sticky where the tournament kind of just sorts itself out. So some games are really competitive with two really good teams going against each other in the first round, and sometimes you get a good team versus a newer squad.
Yeah, exactly. But luckily, like you said, it's slowly starting to get more and more even. So I'm definitely looking forward to more balanced matches. Speaking of which, tomorrow on the program we've got some really good and balanced matches for you guys. So definitely hope you'll show up tomorrow, you the viewers.
Yeah, for sure. We got really good games. I'm gonna be trying my best to make it to one of them. why not just say which ones they are? I'm pretty sure we got Toxic versus Papega, which is a huge game, and both of those teams I feel like had an opportunity to go 4-0. This Swiss stage is really competitive, though. You have a couple of good teams, but Toxic going against Papega, it definitely hurts them in the first round. Only one of them would be able to go 4-0 if because that's I think that's their team's goals, but one of them will have to take a loss. So we'll tune in. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. I honestly can't predict it. So you guys are just gonna have to join us, and we'll see what happens tomorrow for that game. I think it's at 21.
Exactly, and for 20 MSK or 17 UTC, we've got the Dreamers versus Drillers, which is also sort of an even game. Both of these teams have been doing really well for the last couple tournaments. Drillers even being the champions of the previous ranking stage.
Yeah, and
So
drillers are looking really strong in this tournament. Just from a couple of trainings, they look really good. And of course, you have diamonds as well. They got a pretty easy first game, honestly. They just passed by with 4-0. But drillers versus the dreamers, I wouldn't expect the dreamers to show an upset, though. I definitely believe that they can do it. You got some talent on there. You got Princess D, of course, Sonny Cavagna, and his leadership style always produces a pretty good team. So that first game, Dreamers versus Drillers, and then the second one, Toxic versus Papega.
I mean, if that doesn't get you to come to the stream spot, will.
Yeah, it's a really good matchup, guys. So in Sandbox here, we got the players joining in now. I think the reset has already occurred. The combinations look a bit more standard now. Looks like Paladin is really going to be staying in this mode because Paladin lost his armor piercing, but it's still really effective. But as a Paladin player, it does hurt because you could do so much more with that AP. You could make those plays sometimes by yourself, but you can't really do that anymore. And now it's reduced to a more supportive role. Got to be really careful when you're using that OD.
Yeah, definitely. But like you said, it's still very strong, especially in a map like Sandbox, where everything is a bit more short range. So it's way easier to attack with your entire team, or at least half of them, and heal them at the same time. It's giving you a huge advantage overall. The overdrive box is already dropped in the middle of the map. Teams will be going for it straight away. Looks like BMW might be the first one there, and he does take it.
Yeah, and slow motion was the first one to pick up that OD before the self, and he just went straight for the attack here. He has to be careful though. I feel like BMW. Oh my gosh, Stalker! A nice shot from him. He gets focused, and Brilken just does so much damage to be annoying. And that was a huge play from Voyages that doesn't go their way. Viking OD gone, and BMW still has his.
Exactly. Although I have to say it wasn't a bad decision, especially considering it was the start of the round, and he could have very easily just spawn killed them all. He was just unlucky that he was low HP and got taken out by BMW at the very last moment.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I seeing Mr. Kelly on Crusader Freeze? I've never
You're
seen
correct.
I've never seen Freeze in this format before at all. I don't know if they received a buff because we did see Firebird kind of make a comeback. I don't know if Freeze has that same damage. Honestly, it looks like it's doing quite a bit of damage, but uh, I want to see how this combination plays out. Sorry if I'm laughing. It's just a surprise for me, and uh, I don't know if it'll work, honestly, against a good team that'll focus. Razvan gonna use a nice OD here, take out two players. EA9 on the other side. BMW unable to get that return, though Tati has his Hunter OD as well. He's just gonna use it on DPR here, and slow motion gonna bring it back while Voyages try to focus on their left side. OD box is falling down though, and slow motion is distracted with capping a flag. So BMW, he might make a play to use and take here. Kelly, he already had his Crusader OD. I feel like BMW should have tried to make that play. I know he had his overdrive already, but sometimes use that first OD, get a couple of kills, get that map control, and take that second overdrive. Unfortunately, Kelly, he's just gonna pick it up and refresh the OD that he already has.
Exactly. Although this combination, it doesn't seem like it's a great idea. Especially it's such a wide open map. There's really nowhere for you to hide. So you've got to get really close in order to do any damage to your opponents. Unless he is planning to sit in it just sit on defense with it the entire time. I don't think it's the greatest turret, to be honest.
Yeah, and the Crusader playstyle, honestly, from this sport mode is kind of play from range. On Crusader, you see weapons like Gauss, maybe Striker, Scorpion, Shaft, and all of these turrets long range. And you'd want to play a bit back, be annoying, be campy. But he's playing the complete opposite. He's playing freeze. He's going close combat. So that kind of affects his team. With the kind of the map control wise, he's kind of pushing in, hasn't been too effective, and I feel like he could be annoying on defense when he gets close. But I think he's trying to go sneaky here, but slow motion spots him. But a good attack here.
I thought he's still pulling the flag. Full HP, I mean half HP. Supplies running out. Mr. Kelly using his overdrive, which is surprising, taking himself out in the process as well. Razvan does capture the flag eventually. I don't think Mr. Kelly was even noticed by Totti before he used his overdrive, so he probably could have gotten away without using his overdrive. Although I'm not sure if he would have survived long enough to actually return.
Yeah, for sure. And the Razvan, nice overdrive there. But also, like another point that you just brought to my head is like that Crusader OD is also meant for distance. You use it too close, like Kelly did there, and you're gonna take yourself out. Every time I call his name, I feel like I'm talking about Mark, like Mad Kelly, the commentator.
It did remind me as well, since we call him Kelly as well, yeah.
But slow motion using a Viking overdrive here. Looks like most of Kapma has been taken out. The left side is completely solid. You got Tati and EA9 holding that down. And Kapma honestly haven't been too effective with their overdrives. We've seen BMW use his Viking OD. He got shortly taken out. Kelly kind of took himself out, not doing much. I don't know if I've seen like the Eris OD going around anywhere. I don't know if it has been too effective. But yeah, their ODs hasn't been too effective this round. And as we kind of predicted, it is a bit one-sided, 4-0 for Voyages.
I mean, in this map it's very difficult to use a good Eris overdrive unless you get into your opponent's base and just let the overdrive go across their respawns, otherwise it's not too efficient. Slow motion did try to pull the flag there, gets taken out. X gets taken out by EA9 right before returning. DPR might have a chance of returning here, but slow motion spawns right in front of him, just blocking him in the process, doing a really good job enabling EA9 to capture that 5th flag.
And funny enough, it's been Kelly that has been picking up this OD a lot of the times, but his OD is just not too effective. A Crusader OD loads pretty fast and isn't that game changing, but we have seen some really good Crusaders really make a change. Razvan had some nice ODs here. BMW is going to get focused together through it by EA9 and Tati. Tati trying to go through. Kelly had a good overdrive. He had a good overdrive, but I don't know if his team can really do much here. Kelly gonna go in. He's very low. Slow motion trying to take him out. Kelly gets that return. Hats off. He did a good job there.
Indeed, nice job by him, although was slow motion unable to move? I don't know, were you able to see it up close?
Yeah, I think there's a dead tank in the way preventing him from going forward. But they're not really able to make a counter pull. All of that effort was just to return that flag. Of course, a bit hurtful for Voyages because flag was on flag, so it's a bit unfortunate that they lost that one. But this is the third round. Voyages have 2 victories, so they just gotta wait the timeout. 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining before that they can take this win. Slow motion, unable to jump successfully there, picks himself back up, but XE gonna take him out.
Yeah, like I said, at this point I'm not too sure whether Voyages really care about that 6 capture. They're already leading 5-0. There's a little bit over 3 minutes left. I don't think there's any chance for a comeback from Team Kapma.
Yeah, and DPR, a bit of a hesitation there, but he leaves it for Kelly again. Kelly is just the OD of this team. The OD is for him, and he's going to be making a play. DPR, I want to see them capture this flag. DPR is very low. Kelly spawns behind him. He has his overdrive. You see the team trying to really focus on returning that flag. Kelly got to be careful. Irregular will be dealing damage beside him. He tries to use that overdrive, but Tati with a nice Hunter OD stun is gonna take out his OD and take out him as well. Razvan gonna bring this flag to his base and capture the 6th.
One thing I really do like is that Team Kapma have not been letting up. They're still trying just as hard as they were in the first round. They're not messing around, they're not trolling, they're just really taking it very seriously, and I gotta give them my respect for that.
Yeah, and this is a good training for them against the teams that they will be playing against. They're playing against a really good squad. They're seeing how they're playing and how effective it is against them. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them adopt some of this play style and learn from this game against Voyages and adopt that into their play style. Also, these teams with the opportunity of being streamed is also very helpful as well. You can go back on the stream, see what wasn't working, and see how you really lost those 7 flags. What could you change? So, also two very good points of learning experiences for Karma here.
Definitely. So we really do encourage everyone who has been streamed to just watch it back on Twitch or on YouTube. All the streams will be uploaded on YouTube as well. So just go back, watch the match, and improve. Just learn from your mistakes, and come back even stronger.
Exactly.
BMW trying might have a chance at capturing the first flag for his team. I was about to say, but then I saw EA9 with his overdrive. He has to run for his life. Gets taken out. EA9 taking the touristic route through his opponent's base, and that will result in an 8th capture already.
Yeah, EA9 with the escort of Rosvan. DPR says lucky flag, but that is the 8th flag. So, with 1 minute remaining, it's a 8-0 flag difference between these two teams. That flag looked like their best chance. Kelly, I feel like he should have saved that. They had some opportunity. I think they have some opportunity to try to make a push here for one capture. Slow motion takes this flag, one shot. XC has an OD. He's going to use it here for that return. The rest of his team needs to go for that flag. 30 seconds. I wanted to see him capture a flag, but I don't know. It does not look like it, even though they have a lot of map control right now.
Right now they do. They might still have a chance here if they take out slow motion and take out EA9. If they take out EA9, that's definitely at least one capture, but EA9 being smart, like getting as much time for Steam as possible. They do capture one in the end, so good for them.
Yeah, that was really well done. Once you get that map control and stalker, or was it stalker on Hunter? I believe it was. He had a very nice OD. Waited for those players to spawn, stun those 3, and there's not much you can do if you're Voyages to stop that one flag. But I think inside it did feel good to capture that one flag at least. So the final score for this round, 8-1. But overall, it is 3-0. So Voyages will be moving on with a 1-0.
Exactly. I mean, that was the end of the stream. It was over quickly, although the streams tomorrow won't be over as quickly. I really do hope, since the matches will be a little more even. So definitely come check that out. Is there anything you still want to say, Stena?
Yeah, I think that's it. You're right. It's a bit of quick stream. Congratulations to Voyages. They were definitely the stronger team in this game, and Kapma used this experience. There's a couple of teams I believe that they can beat in this form or in this Swiss stage. So use this experience, learn from your mistakes, and I think you could get some victories in this tournament. Good luck to you.
Exactly. Alright, so that was us today, guys. Really, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Steno for commentating with me today. Thank you to Nocturne for streaming this match. And we really hope to see you guys in the next stream.